Yearning My Years of Yesterdays by Kay Christensen of Tyree 2430. Narrated by Janine Penfold. Coming back to my hometown after a few years away has granted me profound joy. And I have a ridiculous list of things I want to do. Ideas and plans aplenty. But even though these plans are prodding my enthusiasm, I still wake each morning wanting to simply sit a while, to take things in. I want to remember my yesterdays. What was I? Almost 5, and I see tiny feet clad in patent leather shoes. I didn't run around in them in case they became scratched, and I rewrapped them into their tissue paper before hiding them under my pillow. Sure, I was somewhat unusual. Old thinking always. But that patent leather shoe memory invited oodles of other memories, creating a smile and a sort of desperation to continue. My ideas and plans must wait. Kindergarten, new friends, reading and writing, never disappointed. Walking to school started earlier than necessary and with a hurried step. I needed to be early to see all and sundry. Hesitant about high school, it readily became far more than I dared hope. My adult life began that first year. I will always remember 1960. Throughout all I did, my parents stood nearby, observant and interested. Their children were growing. I watched my sisters singing on stages and swimming in races, brothers running on tracks to win and playing football to defeat their opposing school. I loved it all. Not to be left out, though. I proclaimed Shakespeare or debated declarations on the school stage. Wow, I so love remembering all of this. During the early years, that quickly caught up to my midlife and will continue to where I am now, my whole being was about love and family, embracing the best of times with endless gratitude. My yearnings for these early years include hundreds of yesterdays for my husband and me, our meeting, our young life, babies who thrived within our love, and the outlandish fun we had together, on the farm, at Sydney Zoo holidays, at school and sporting events, and all whilst watching them grow into themselves with their own families and occupations. We could have asked for nothing more back then. Back then seemed easy, more comfortable. Over 19,000 yesterdays had passed as I headed to my 54th celebration. And as a family, we had enjoyed good and wonderful years, managing the tough and more tougher ones through gritty determination. But our breath was taken away by a sadness that now required much more than grit. After whispering words and memories, until we didn't, it became a togetherness of conversations, talking that sought our smiles and later evoked trickles of laughter at funny memories. It took time for more talking, to accept the loss of our man at the helm. Many others before us had made it through this harshness. And we did too. Soon life became complicated, and not just for me. Others agreed on the matter being life's difference. It was of another perspective, really. Maybe I gave myself permission to dilly-dally too long in my favourite yesterdays, as my now of back then felt too hard, too darned hard to understand. Everything, along with my grandchildren, was rushing, flying out the window before I could fathom things. And when I did dissect some of my fathoming, The results spoke loudly of generational differences and the new digital world of phones and social media. It took me a while to realise it was here to stay, and that conversations were not as valued. And no one wanted to be grammar perfect anymore. Acronyms were running amok. I was sad about needing to accommodate this new lingo, but eventually managed it. My thoughts still linger, though, within the idea that becoming more digital may lead to a less humane disposition. Anyway, it's here to stay. When my children became grandparents of our third generation of beautiful babies, for just a minute, the title of great-grandma gave me an old feeling. And when visiting as young crawlers or toddlers and I opened my arms to the joy of seeing them, something went amiss. I loved them, but found I couldn't lift them. What's happening? I asked myself, but quickly understood. My age was escaping me. It doesn't stand still. I need to look at my situation and find an appropriate routine to keep me healthy and more resilient. I don't have his strong arms to help now. So, I must take better care of myself, I thought. I gathered over 8,000 more yesterdays to get to here. The current now of my life. Yes, I arrived in my hometown intent on carrying out my plans for my little brick cottage purchase, but yearning for my yesterdays saw me giving in to them each morning. But it ended up working well for me. After spending these moments of thinking and remembering, I recommenced my memoir writing, have rung people for further information on my town's happenings, and I feel so darn good. I love being back home. I came across and chatted with old friends when out shopping, smiling from a distance and hoping to remember their names as we met. My family live nearby and call in, and recently I was entertained by 3 of my great-grands. And those plans I put on hold? They've begun. The ensuite has been mended, the garage quote has been accepted, and my gardener is keen to plant my selection of trees and shrubs. Life is grand. Has been good to this older walking stick lady. Maybe the stick will soon retire. I have decided to go ahead with surgery. I need a metal knee. I have no wish to ponder on this any further. The idea does not sit well with me. But hey, I'm doing my best to enjoy everything set in my now, not continually yearn my yesterdays. But today, Sunday, 18th of May, 2025, I won't yearn them. I intend walking through them. My beloved high school has theirs on show, their centenary of yesterdays. Cannot wait to get there. The end.